How are you, darling?
Hi, I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing fine, honey. Okay, so what by the way, everybody listening, I do pre-screen the callers if I can. Usually I can. And I was talking to Amber earlier because she was waiting patiently in the queue. And I felt for you, Amber, as you said, you wanted another side connection of female energy to you in spirit. And there's a sense of her being older than you, but not so old as to be out of a. She's not two generations. She's one generation ahead of you, or just a little older than you. There's a feeling uh, of great connection or bond here. I see a woman who's slender in physique. She has brown hair that's about mid length, a little long between the shoulders and the ears, a little bit like that in that area. And it's nicely coiffed. There's a bit of a wave to it. They can show it any time in their life. So I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing or what's being transmitted to me at this time. She had nice even features, attractive, full lips, straight nose, and she's using the word aquiline. I'm not sure what that means. I have to look it up, I think. But what I see is a refined tip and a narrowness to the bridge is what I'm seeing. And also, it looks like there's brown eyes there. Don't get too hung up on these things. It could be off by one or two details. A fair complexion. She's okay. Now, do you understand this from the broad stroke of it from anyone you would know, or should I continue to develop it, please?
No, I do.
You do? Okay.
I know.
All right. And it feels like if it's your mom or a mother figure, she's got a sense of being a sister also to you. So there's a great connection there. It's very friendly as well as closeness. Great
My
love.
mom's mom.
Oh, wow. Okay. And also, there's a feeling under her of having a boy as well as your mother. So I not that could either mean, I just want to say, there's a boy down the family line. So it could be that she had a son besides your mom, or that you have a brother, or that there's a male under you in the family line. I just have a sense of that. No need to hang up on it because it's kind of a broad thing. There's problems in the chest area, okay, and heart area that she's showing me, as if that was an illness that she had, and it's something that was longer term. Okay, longer term, not just a sudden passing, but something that was with her for quite a long time. Do you understand your grandma, your mom's mom, for having a heart issue, please?
Um, it could be possible. There was other things with
Okay.
her as well, though.
Okay. And there's something about the heart that I just need to clear. What do you want to say about that, Grandma? Okay. So if you don't know about this, all I can say is there's something there in the heart on the lower right portion of the heart that looks like an aneurysm, something to explode. And if you don't know about that, because that could have been very dangerous indeed, but I don't know. I have to just say I just see that very clearly. I'm going to leave that there. It's something that she had to live with for many years, and it's in the family. It's something that could be inherited, but you don't have it. It's something like that. It's a congenital defect in the heart valve, is what she's telling me. And I'm surprised that you wouldn't know about it if it were there, but I will just relay that to you. Maybe something you can check on later on. She says there was significant issues with my health otherwise besides just that. Blood issues, nutritional issues, general downgrade of health over time. Not feeling well for quite a long while. Okay, now she moves actually out into the chest area, into the lungs, and she shows me that she did smoke at one point in her life, showing me the problem in the lung area as well. Do you understand that, please?
Definitely.
Okay. So she cares. I'm not going to go too much into that, okay? Because I don't want to sound like a medical intuitive, even though
Yeah.
I am a medical intuitive. They tend to, when I do other side connections, they tend to overdo it with that. But you and her have a very close connection, and she's telling me that sometimes you long for her, long to talk to her because of that connection, loving connection, a person that you could run things by, and a modern woman at that. Although she comes up with this smoking again, and there's something about that you didn't like that she did. You must have told her once or twice, don't do that. You understand?
I do.
Yeah. She said, because I could see her holding the cigarette, and you're standing there next to her, and you're like, Grandma, I love you, but could you please stop that? And she
She would
says,
let her ash go so long, and I would yell at her all the time, and she wouldn't ash it just on purpose because I said something.
well, there's a close connection, and when I say that, I see the two of you talking about love and relationships. Like maybe she was your go-to person to run things by, but like as if you had an issue maybe with a boyfriend or something like that. And there's just one man in particular that you might have run to for advice from Grandma. Do you understand, please?
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you don't have her to go to anymore. So she wants to say she's watching you. She's not gone. Okay? She's watching you and she's trying to give you advice right now. If I can get her to give it to you, let's see if she wants to talk about that. Oh, God, she loves you so much. Come here, my little newbie, she says. There's a nickname there, newbie or something like that. Let me get, all right, let me just go to it. You're all alone now. You're really suffering a lot in your heart. I wish I could help you, my dear. And there's a sense of this person, the him that we're talking about, of coming back again. The situation is retrievable, but don't hold your breath. Continue to go about your life. But she says that this is not over. It's not over yet. Does that make sense to you, honey?
Oh, that's crazy. I've been with this, it's actually our anniversary today, me and this guy, but we really aren't together and have been on the outs of things for a while, but I've been starting to want to start again, possibly, but I don't know.
Okay, so she says that he may come back. I don't want to hold your breath for that, but I will honor Grandma's saying, because Grandma would have said that on Earth anyway. She's don't worry, my little love. He'll come back to you. And then she says, in the meanwhile, take care of yourself. Go out more. Do things you love to do. Be out with friends. Have a full and active life. And you know that I'm watching you, so do it for me. Not just for you, but do it for me because I hate to see you suffer, she says. I hate to see you suffer. Okay? Pains me as much as it hurts you. It pains me even more because I can't do anything about it. Okay? So do it for her.
Yeah.
Okay, Amber, sweetheart?
Mm-hmm.
All right, love. Thank you so much, honey, for calling in today. God bless, love. And so just as a reminder, if you would like a private session with me, just go to booklaura.com, booklaura.com. I'm having a sale, and hopefully you will get messages from Spirit that will be healing for you as they just were for Amber. I hope they were healing for her. At least a release, an acknowledgement that her grandma is still there with her. Okay, and so I'm just going to, there's no one else that I could possibly do except perhaps for Nathaniel. Let me see if Susie B is here. There's Susie. Susie B, sweetheart, find somebody who needs an other side connection, love. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go to the first person that calls waiting in the queue for a life question, and that would be Amy. Hello, Amy. How are you today, darling?
Hi, Laura.
Hi, how are you? What can I do for you? What can Spirit do for you?
Well, my question is, it's about jobs. Do you see anything coming up for me to change where I'm currently working at?
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Well, first thing I want to say is I feel like as if you're in a box and you're so frustrated. It's almost like it's very, very abusive to you to have to stay there much longer. But of course, you have to pay the bills. Let me go to that. How does she get out of this? Now, remember to listen to this audio again because the beginning had that channeling about the garden. Okay? So don't forget the garden.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All right. Because you're going to use that every day. Now, but it's not that difficult to change your life. Spirit says you have all these tools, all the skills needed. The only thing is you do feel frightened to try something new or leave. There's a sense of you. This is like a box you put yourself in. If I go, it's just the uncertainty of the unknown. See, it's the uncertainty of the unknown that holds you back. So what you have are good credentials, okay? And you will be able to get something that is better. It's not like the grass is greener on the other side is what you need to hear today. That if you take action, you will find another job easily, right up your alley, and it will be a friendlier place in which to work. It is time now to make a change. And so that's why you're being led. You're feeling so uncomfortable where you are because it is now time. It's spring, right? Spring's the time for moving things around, changing things, shifting things. So all you need to do is try. Okay? All you need to do is try, and you will find something within 6 weeks to 8 weeks. That's 6 weeks to 2 months. That will be right up your alley. For some reason, I see you in a position that's like as if you're working in a hospital or a medical clinic or something that has to do with caring for others. It looks like there's a huge cafeteria that you're in or something, at least right now. And there looks like you're waiting, you're doing something that's supportive of the environment. What do you do, honey?
I actually work in as an accountant for a rehabilitation center for state government.
Rehab, but it's an accountant. Okay,
yeah,
yes,
so
you're
that's the medical, yes.
right.
And they have a big cafeteria here.
Yeah, and so I wanted you to know you're an accountant, girlfriend. Hey, that's a great thing to be. There's a shortage of accountants. It's just that you're so used to being uncomfortable that you haven't tried. You're afraid. Now, are you trying to get something within another area in the government and you're afraid to look because maybe it'll come back to the people you're with now? Is that what it is, love?
No,
Okay.
no, I've been looking. I have been looking. There just isn't anything out there. And when I do put in, it always seems like there's somebody transferred in that's within the same agency but a different location that they don't need to train.
Okay, so then
That
there's
can just walk right into the job.
right.
And
Oh,
my problem. That happens to me, like somebody.
right. I understand. So when that happens to you and everybody listening, if you feel sometimes no matter what you do, you cannot break out of a pattern, there's a karmic belief there that your soul, nasty thing that it is, has placed there in your past so that you grow beyond it. And it's a fear-based belief that your soul is calling to you to overcome because there is no reason why you should be in this pattern because other people are not in that pattern. Another accountant wouldn't have that experience. You created the experience that you would grow. So now what I'd like to do is see where it comes from and we'll release it together. And if we release it together from this point forward, a whole new belief system and experience will be yours. So let me see if I can get that here on the radio. It's a little deep to do on the radio. By the way, this is the kind of stuff I do in certain kinds of sessions, soul healing sessions with people. So, Spirit, why is Amy experiencing this? That she finds people coming in to take her to be trained in new positions and they don't even have her experience level. Why is this so? Okay, because there's a part of you that doesn't value who you are and what you do as much as you should. And so you're being called upon by your own soul to remind yourself that you kick butt, that you are hot stuff, that you have these credentials, and they are sacred. You need to pump it up in your own mind. It's like self-esteem things, you know. When we think we're hot stuff, then other people start to get that we're hot stuff. So you're being called upon to value your credentials more and not take them as much for granted. And I know that may sound a little odd, and maybe you can't really accept that right at this moment, but do it anyway. I want you to stroke your ego about your credentials, that you are hot stuff. You have highly valued credentials. And then I want you to go for jobs that are even higher level than you've been approaching, because that's what you should be doing. You are not going for jobs that are high enough level, and that is one of the reasons that you are not being considered, because you're overqualified for the lower level positions. If you do this, it'll be better than you even thought. So it's all a matter of a huge upgrade to what you think you are, and that will bring in something magnificent for you. Okay, Amy?
Okay.
All right, love. You have a
Okay.
All right, love. And you can listen to this again later. Right? It's a lot to absorb at once. Okay, sweetie? God bless.
Okay.
Okay, honey.
God bless you.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, and so I'm going to go to Erica now. Well, let me just double check to make sure there aren't any other side connections. There is one. Okay. I'm going to go to Sandy, and then after that, I'll be doing more life because I like to do at least two. Okay, so Sandy, coming to you, love. Hi, Sandy. How are you today, darling?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, darling. Okay, so we are wanting an other side connection, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now I'm going to just, the first thing I do feel is a male energy to you, okay? Strong around you. And it feels more as if it's in the peer category than, I mean, I'm sure you have grandparents, fathers, mothers, maybe, you know, I don't really know mother, father figures or uncles, aunts, that kind of thing. And but what I'm feeling is somebody that's just a little older than you, not that much older than you, if older than you at all. He's tall. He has, in the way he presents here, he's got a nice build, a little bit of his stomach, not overwhelming. Salt and pepper hair, a little bit gray in there. There's a waviness and also a what do they call that? Wiriness. Waviness and wiriness to a shorter haircut, but not crew cut. There's a little bit of length to the hair. He's got a square or a rectangular face, if you will. He's got lines that go horizontally across the forehead. There's a little bit of thinning of the hair on the top. And he says something here. You were my favorite of the he might be your father figure, honey, so I don't know, because says you were my favorite of the four. I don't know what that means. Four, the number 4. You were my favorite of the 4. You're just a doll. I love you so much. There's a sense of him, you know, as we get older, we lose the muscle mass in our, if we're man, we lose the muscle mass in our chest and in our upper shoulder and arm area. Well, that's kind of degraded a little bit in the body that he's showing me, and there's a little bit of his stomach, as I already mentioned. I have a sense of it, this person having heart issues. Okay, now from this broad stroke of it, can you relate to this person at all?
If he was just a little older than me.
Okay, remember what I said. It might be your father, though. It might be your father. So I don't know who it is.
Okay.
So let's let the age go, because he started to talk to you as if he was older than you.
Yeah. Well, you know, I have an uncle, and I don't know the number 4. Unless he considers me more like one of his children than I am, than being a niece.
Could be. But let's just look at the description. It's on the taller side. He's got wiry, wavy hair. Now it's graying. Not real short crew cut, what he's showing me. A rectangular face, lines horizontal across the forehead. Strong features, actually. And you know, he's got a little stomach on him. You know, lost muscle in the heart. I mean, in the shoulder and arm area. So he could be a father figure to you, and that could be who this is. Now, are there 4? Did he have 3 children, and you're on the side of that? Is that what it is? Is that what you're like?
Yeah, he had 3 children by my mother's sister.
Okay. All right. And so are you? Go ahead.
But he wasn't tall, and he had a problem with his arm.
Okay. Versus his heart? Didn't have any heart issues?
Well, he may have had heart issues. That may have been how he died. But the thing was, he one of his arms he had injured in when he was in the service, and he had no use of it.
Okay, but I didn't say that he didn't have an arm problem. I didn't say he did. I didn't see it. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah. Okay, so that arm issue is a nice piece of information, but I didn't get that far. I just told you what I could get. So far, which is heart problems. I don't know how tall he is. I think I said he was tall. He doesn't look short. He doesn't look tall. He's like hanging out there. He's got he's got hair that, I didn't say original color seemed to be a darker brown, because there's a slate gray or graying to it was what he's showing me now. And so are you the only one in your family? Are you, like, if we were to put all the cousins together, do you make 4?
No. I have a brother that's alive. I have a brother that died when I was 30. I mean, when I was 27, and he was 30.
Okay. Do you have any other siblings?
Just one other brother, a younger brother, and it's kind of like I've been an outsider in my family since my older brother died.
Okay, now listen to me. He said he liked you the best of the 4, something like that. I don't have the exact wording, although it's recorded. So there's 4 siblings in there are 4 of you, 4 children, 3 brothers and you, right? Isn't that what you just said?
If I was included in his family, yes, and my aunt considered me more like one of hers.
Okay, let me just say this again. Whoever this man is said he liked you the best of the 4, and I thought you just said you had 3 other brothers, some in spirit, some on earth. So that means that everybody in all
no, I have 2 brothers.
2 brothers.
One in spirit.
One in spirit, one on earth, and you. Okay, so where's the 4th? I thought there was a 4th brother, another person that was a sibling to you.
No.
Okay. Sorry. So we don't know what the 4 is. So we'll leave the 4 alone. Okay. We'll throw that out for a moment. I'm trying to do what's called evidential mediumship, which is bring in someone you can understand. It may not be who you're wanting, Sandy. Okay. Now there's somebody else.
Oh, I know who it could be. A man I worked with, because there were 4 of us that hung together.
Oh. Okay.
And it could be Jim.
Okay. Well, he's. Okay, he says, I'm taller than you and older than you. Was Jim, I'm sure Jim was older than you, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And he was definitely tall.
Okay, he's tall. Okay, so these are the things. And he also, remember I said earlier it was more in a peer group to you, but a little older than you. That was the first thing I said. But when he said this thing, I loved you best of the 4, I was like, it sounded like fatherly, so I didn't really know how to interpret it. But my job, Laura here, all I can do is be the reporter. I'm like on the news front here. I see this man, he looks this way. And he's coming in to say hello. There's also a sense of him passing rather suddenly, that there wasn't any forewarning to it. Here one moment, gone the next. You know that about Jim, please?
I didn't know when he died, you know.
Okay.
You know.
You weren't around. You weren't around at the time. Okay. All right. So he's here, and you can never tell who's going to come in. I have no control. I mean, I do have some control over if I ask. And besides, when I usually ask, they'll come in. But I always like to bring in who wants to appear. So he says, okay, he has a brother also. He says very much like his brother. He's not saying his brother's in spirit, so don't misunderstand. He says, I have a brother. Well, he does have a brother in spirit, actually. I don't know if you ever knew that. Oh, wait a minute. Your brother in spirit you have a brother in spirit also. Okay, so what he's saying is, I was very much like, and I think either he's saying your brother who's in spirit, or that he has a brother who's in spirit, but something about a brother and him are similar. He says, you're very much like me also. We come from the same family of sorts in that we're very similar people. We have similar values, similar background. We come from the same part of the state, and we think the same way about values, money, getting ahead, taking care of ourselves. He says, don't be afraid of your, interesting. This is an interesting little personal message, Sandy. Don't be afraid of your past, because if you are, you won't be able to move towards your future. He says you have a grand future about you. And what he means by that, I'm going to just channel his voice. What I mean by that, he says to you, is that never think bad of what you've been through. Don't always, get over it, let it go. He says, I know you do that, but I'm just reminding you, because your future is grand, my dear. The more you let go of the past, better your future will be. You in particular, I wanted to say this to, because you need somebody to be supportive of you, like a friend or a brother right now. I'm here for you, Sandy, even though you don't know I am. I come in and out at times. of your dreams, and I do try to still be a friend to you. I'm trying to be supportive of you on your journey in life. So he's saying that you need a friend right now. Does that make sense to you, sweetheart?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does. Because my husband kind of went off the path.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he's there for you, your friend Jim, and there are others here that are also with him. And I don't know why he uses this word, but he's used it several times. It's going to sound really strange, Sandy, but bear with me. Keep saying, I'm here with others who are nutritionally complete. And I think what he might mean by that is that we're whole beings, we're good people. I think that's what he means by that. But why use that word? I don't know. And you said your husband went off the path. Does that have something to do with like falling off the wagon? Is that what you mean by off the path?
An affair.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Jim says something about nutritionally complete, and I think what he means is whole individuals that treat people the right way. I think so, unless there's something more to that, and I'll just leave that with you. And also, okay, so next time, if we didn't bring in who you want this time, sweetheart, because you weren't even thinking of Jim, okay, but it is important that Jim comes in to support you through this transition, this time for you. Okay, so that you can get through it, and then next time maybe we'll bring somebody else in. Would you say?
Okay, that sounds good. I do miss him as a friend.
Yeah.
And I think he knows that I was off doing my thing for a while, and that's how I missed him before he passed.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, so it's always a meaningful coincidence when we do this mediumship. You know, we may expect one person, and instead somebody else comes in, and there's always something there, a nugget for us. So there's your nugget for today, your golden nugget. So thank you so much, Sandy, for calling, and God bless.
Thank you much.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. That was interesting. Okay, so now I am going to go to I am going to go to Erica, who's been waiting the longest. Hello, Erica. How can I help you, darling?
Hello.
Yes. What can I do for you, honey? Just give me your question, love.
I would like to know what you see in terms of romance for me.
Okay. This is Erica. Romance. So there's no one in your life currently, correct?
No.
Okay. So I need to find that out. Sometimes those questions about romance are trick questions. I know you don't know what I mean, but usually sometimes people will have somebody in their life already and just ask generally. So I need to find that out first. Spirit says you're alone. But but funny thing, I also hear he will make it up to you soon. Don't feel so alone. You will get what you want in the end. And there does feel, even though you are technically alone right now, that there may be a there may be a revisitation from somebody that you know. Do you understand that, please?
Yes.
Okay. I also get a B name like Bob, or it could be Robert or something. I don't know how that fits into your life, and if at all, but it's a name that pops in. Is that the name of the past person?
No. The past person starts with a J.
Okay. And does his last name start with a B?
No.
Okay. Well, just I don't know what that name, if it has any significance or will or won't. So I always deliver it, leave it. Just hold on to it. But he will be coming back, the one that you're wanting, and he will make up to you the things he didn't do before. So today's theme seems to be things from the past coming back. Don't worry too much about your future. Everything is going to be taken care of for you because your past will be healed in the future. And so romance is going to get better for you. And everything that you've been wanting will come, sort of like, Cinderella's story. Okay?
So, when you say that he will make it up, does that mean like it will work out this time?
Seems like
it doesn't have to. He's not ready.
Yeah, I understand, and that's perfect. You have a good attitude. But what they're telling me is this is going to move to a commitment,
Oh, nice.
which is what
That's kind
you,
of shocking.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting. And that it's going to be it's going to end up in a, like marriage, something like that. As per both of you wanting that. It is a good time in your life for this too, and he wants to grow up. So don't you worry about a thing, sweetheart. Looks like that's going to work out. At least that's the current weather forecast. With with love readings, the weather can change instantly depending on free will. I've noticed that. But as of right now, this man's thinking about you and wanting to come back and wanting to make it up to you. Okay?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Are
love.
you sure this isn't someone new? It kind of sounds too good to be true a little.
I know it does, doesn't it? But I have to hey, I didn't make this up. Okay, it's coming in from your guides. I heard he's going to make it up to you. And I'm like, who's going to make it up to her? I don't know. It's not me saying it. Spirit is saying it. Okay?
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
that works.
All right, honey. Thanks for
Yeah.
calling in, love. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Okay, love. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's hard when you really love somebody and then they kind of disappear. Okay, I'm going to go to Susan B. Hi, Susan. How are you, darling?
Good, Laura. How are you?
I'm great. So what is your question, please, for today?
My question is, with the land that I'm purchasing, is it the appropriate time to anchor my energy in this property?
Yes, it is. It's absolutely the right. They're using the terminology "day in the sunshine" for you. You were led here not by accident, in an intuitive way. You will be starting something there that will be instrumental in the lives of others and also yourself. Sort of like more than just a home for you. It feels like it's a community place or place where, right? Where people can go, right, to recharge, like a retreat of some sort and a spiritual growth oasis. This will work out for you. You're afraid that it's remote in some way, and that could be a hindrance, but if you position it properly in the marketing and so on, it becomes the oasis that people need to retreat from day-to-day life to have true transformation or transformational journeys. They will enjoy the natural spoils of the earth of which this place holds. And for some reason or other, I don't know if this is because I am prejudiced towards this. In other words, if I'm overseeing what I'm seeing, sometimes as a medium or psychic, we put what's in our mind over something. But what I see is it looks like a drier climate. It looks flat, but there are trees in the distance. It looks like soil and land that can be growing things. And it looks like a beautiful old house or big kind of structure there with a lot of history and richness to the architecture, but it's traditional in some way. It reminds me of a show I saw on Home Garden TV. I like to watch that show lately. And these people, they were adorable couple. They were looking for a place, I think it was in Wyoming. So it reminds me of that. Where is the place located that you're thinking of buying it?
It's in Barnardsville, North Carolina. It's next to the Pisgah National Forest.
Oh, beautiful. So that's actually a little bit more, it's a little more lush, but it has that country feel. And I think you're going to like it very much there. You won't feel that remote. For some reason, they keep telling me that over and over again. You're not quite sure of that because you're not used to that. That will work for you this time round because of your ideas about the place, what you're going to do with it, and how you're going to structure it. So I see it all coming together.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, honey.
That's exactly my vision. Thank you.
Invite me there, okay?
I will. That's a great idea.
All right, honey. You have a beautiful day, Susan. Thanks for calling in, love.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Terry, who's a beautiful accent from, I think, North Carolina. Yes. Hello, Terry. How are you?
Hi, Laura. Great.
Great. And I think Susan said she's getting a place in Bernardsville, North Carolina. Did she just say that? And you're from North Carolina. Is Bernardsville?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. What a coincidence. Okay, sweetie, give me your question, honey. Go ahead. Give me your question.
I would love to know if I'm going to be getting any job offers anytime soon.
Yes, you will be. You don't need to worry about that. You've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of footwork. Seems like you have a credential. It's not as substantial as you would like. So underlying you're looking for work, it's sometimes maybe you're thinking, well, am I qualified for what I want? Right? Do I have enough education or the right credential? You feel a little weak to yourself in this area. And what the credential seems to be something in healthcare. What is your credential, sweetheart?
I have business background.
A business background? Okay.
Yes.
Are you trying to apply it in a healthcare facility? Is that what you're looking for? You don't know. You're just broad about it.
Well, I just interviewed a couple of weeks ago. It's a healthcare facility, but it's a business function.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm picking this up. It's like healthcare, but you're wondering if you have the deep enough background, and perhaps you're thinking your business background is not going to be enough for what the job is. Let me just see that, because they gave me that randomly, and it could be. I need to look at that to give you an answer for your future. Will this work for her spirit, or is it going to be something else? Yeah, it was too much competition for that job, but there will be another one coming along in the near future. And they seem to think that healthcare is a good niche for you to really focus on, because some of your credentials lend well to that. What they're saying is transaction oriented environment. In other words, a lot of patients coming in and out. And your background suits itself to that very well. So if you could just pump that up in your interviewing process and pump that up in your resume of why you make a good candidate in a particular environment where there's a lot of people checking in and out, or patients or what have you, or even if it's in an elder care facility, that would help a lot, because that seems to be something that is needed in your area, and that you could very easily shoehorn yourself into.
Okay.
Okay, honey? And of course, don't give up. You're going to do just fine.
Okay. Any indication of how long it might be? How much longer?
Let's see, Terry. Well, July kind of pops out to me, but you can always get something before then. And use that garden metaphor that was channeled earlier. Pull out the weed of incompetence, or pull out the weed of not having a strong enough background. That's your weed in your garden. And then go to your little cottage, get the new seeds for money, the money plant. Go into your garden and plant the money plant and water it, put the fertilizer on. Do this every day. It's like a visualization. Helps you create. And let me just see. It's like a self-hypnosis also. Let me just see something, timing. If you do that, it could be sooner, like the middle of June. It cannot happen instantly for some reason. There's a reason. And one of the things has to do with your own responsibilities. Right now, you're very busy with the home and your own family. This is what they're telling me. Okay, right? Isn't that true, honey? Okay. Do you understand that?
I'm always busy with
Yeah, I mean, you got your responsibilities there in the home, and they get in the way of getting out to get the job. And although you need the job desperately, until you have a job, it's almost like you can't use the fact, you can't say, I can't work, I can't take care of your family because I'm interviewing for a job, because nobody around you understands that. So it looks to me like mid-June to late June, things are going to clear up for you. Now, I want you, when you do your visualization, you're pulling out the weed. Pull out the weed of the. It's not just the way people are looking at you, that they need you in the home, but also your attitude. You're torn. So the weed that's blocking you is the sense of not of being torn about this. So pull out the weed of ambivalence. Okay, pull out the weed of ambivalence. And when you plan in the money plant, put in, I'm entitled to find work, it's needed, and I feel good about this. I back myself up. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, sweetheart. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Yeah, she's, sometimes everybody listening that can happen. If you're not getting something in your life, usually there's an ambivalence in yourself to get that thing. And that's a message from me as well today. I just was reminded of that myself, because we all have that ambivalence. Okay, I am going to go to Stan. Wait a minute, unless there's somebody else I have to. Nope, Stan. Stan it is. Stan, can I help you?
Hello.
Hello.
Laura, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good, good. I was looking for some additional perspective on my path here.
Oh.
Today's my first awareness of you, so I'm new to your protocol here, so I'm not certain whether I want to hear from a loved one or ask a life question, but I have a lot of, maybe you're getting something before I start talking. I don't know.
Okay, well, just wait. Just give me your question, okay? I think, yeah. Go ahead. Just give me a quick question because we're running out of time. Go ahead, love.
Okay. Let's see. We have a baby. It's a year-old and a 7-year-old.
Time out, Stan Love. I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't want a lot of background. I just want your question, okay? Just try to give me the exact question. Go ahead.
I need some help and guidance on what to do and where to go next.
In terms of your life, your money, your love situation, or your money? Let's try to narrow health. Usually those are the three areas. Money is what I hear, money.
Money and home.
Money.
Income and home.
Okay. So you have a baby, you already said that, and I guess you have a wife or a woman with you. And I also feel there's a lot of negativity around you, as if somebody is saying to you, you're not good enough and you're not providing for us. Get out and do something. Is that correct, please?
Yes.
Okay, and this is affecting your self-esteem tremendously. And so it might be needed to take a time out just to get yourself back together again, because nothing good can come to you so long as somebody's beating on you verbally like this. It's too much pressure. And I know the person doing that doesn't mean to hurt you, but it is hurting you, and it's also making you unable to take care of business. So if you have, I know it's a big thing to say, but if you can find, like, maybe go back with your parents for a while, or a friend, or live somewhere else for a little while, or find a way to isolate yourself during the day when this, my guess is your wife, your spouse, is saying, help, get some money coming in. You need to get away from that somehow. Okay, even if it's to go to the mall and walk there alone, pounding the pavement. Now, I'm going to go next to what can happen, what the direction you should go in to find money. So the first bit of advice is to somehow remove yourself from negativity. Second thing, this is for Stan. What direction should he go in? You know, would you remind me of somebody who comes from more of an agrarian background, more rural, but you're having to now transition to more of a citified and or industrialized way of working and being. So let me just continue with that for a moment. This is for Stan. How is he going to make his life right? So a new trade or new skills would be needed for that, and that's the block. How do you go from where you were before to where you need to go to fit in to the economy in the area that you're living in? So you need to gain some new skills. And you don't have time for that, of course, because you need to make money yesterday. So the best thing to do is to try to find a job where they're training people. One of the things you might have already encountered, which you probably didn't like and doesn't seem to work very well, is the first place that people go without specific...
90 seconds.
I'll stay with you longer than the show, so don't hang up. One of the things... Yeah, one of the things that happens to people that don't have the time or the money to go get a skill is they end up getting sucked into sales positions. Have you been in any sales positions, Stan?
Oh yeah.
And you hate them, don't you?
No, not really, but it's not what I want to do now.
Okay. So what do you want to do now?
60 seconds.
I want to get where the air is clean and there's less traffic and people are kind to one another.
Oh, so you're in a more...
I really want to be...
Go ahead.
I want to be in a different location than I am right now.
I see. Yeah, it's funny because I feel that you come from an area that's like that to begin with. And then you're trying to force yourself into the industrialized beehive of a city, and it's just not blending for you. I say get new skills to fit in there, but what you're saying is you want to figure out a way to get back into more of an agrarian lifestyle, more rural. People are kinder, but you need money to do that, right? Stan?
That's what they say.
All right. Well, you
10 seconds.
I want you to listen to the beginning of the show when you can, when you get a chance. There's a message about how we till the soil in our garden of life, our own life, as if there's a garden, and what to do about that for yourself. Because you have to create magic now, a little bit of magic. In other words, you're going to create a new life based on what you want. They use the metaphor, this guides came in and they used the metaphor of a garden. So that's something you can do. Now, let me just go specifics of what I get to go from where you are to where you want to go. So do you have family in a more of a countrified setting, honey, of this kind of thing that you're talking about or feeling for yourself? Because I feel you might have some relatives there.
Well, biological family is in Virginia. I'm in South Florida near Miami, and this is not where I want to be. And I'm not sure I want to be back home either, but hey, I'll go wherever I can. I see the next place I go is a place that, I feel like you're right on. We're connecting here is what I mean. You're connecting to my higher self.
I need you, so, well, what I'm getting is that you probably will want to you have to find a landing pod, and the landing pod would be to go back to home where your biological family is, and you can bring your spouse with you if you want or whatever. I don't know. That's a very sad thing there. I don't know what to say about that, because I know the whole thing is a very ulcerating mess, because this person is fearful of being alone, and she's speaking from fear. She's not speaking to be mean, speaking from fear. But nevertheless, how much can a person take? You, meaning you're a human being, and you deserve to be happy. So you're being torn. She's tearing you down, and you're going down in the quicksand with her. But I want you to think about that and do whatever you can about that, because there's a possibility of that going in either direction, of her staying behind till you resituate, or her coming with you. Because if you're near your family, that's a possibility where you can hang out with them until you can get yourself going in a new lifestyle. So as far as what I recommend, or what Spirit is guiding me to say, is that you go back to where you came from, and if you can't go with your family there, then go somewhere where you know people that will help you get situated in the interim. There are, some friends or wherever it is that you want to go. I also feel there's something in the Southwest, or even from anywhere like, anywhere from like the south, even Texas, or a little east of Texas, on over to California. You might have a friend or somebody living there that's more in a rural area. So that's another direction if you don't want to go by your biological family. But I think your family is going to be really happy to house you and your wife and your daughter. I think it's a girl. Is it a girl, honey?
No, it's a little boy.
A little boy. Okay, so all of you together, they'll be happy. I mean, just think of it. You're bringing the grandchild there, right? And then you'll get situated in a new lifestyle. And then ultimately, you have to understand what to do for that new lifestyle, how you can survive economically, because most people commute the other way, right? Most people. Both. And one last word. The people that are moving to more agrarian lifestyles from big cities, what they're doing right now, there seems to be a trend and seems to have an economic backing to it, is sustainable farming or sustainability, something like that, where there's organic foods grown or that kind of thing. So that could be your lead of what to get into next. Okay, my dear?
Okay.
All right, love. You have a beautiful, blessed day. God bless, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, if anybody's still listening, this is still being recorded on YouTube, although not on Blog Talk. But if you're still listening, if you would like a private session with me, just go to booklaura.com. I have a sale going on right now, and Spirit hopefully can help you that way. If you'd like to be in to win our contest, just go to spiritmediumtv.com and join the mailing list on the upper right portion of the page. Look forward to doing this with you Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.